this thing starting. So, hi everyone. My name is Sherilyn Dorsey, and I am creator and founder of You're More Than Their Mother. And I teach entrepreneurial moms to reclaim, realign, and rebalance their lives and go after their dreams. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. This is my first live Google Hangout. So be patient as I go through the quirks of it all, but we are going to give you some good information. We being me and my amazing co-host, Jessica. I want Jessica to introduce herself. Please, Jessica, to the people.
Hi, my name is Jessica A. Walker. I go by Jaw. I am the president and founder of the Jaw Research Institute. We are at thejawresearchinstitute.com. And basically what I do is I bring wellness to business as well as life. I'm a mom of 6. I'm an entrepreneur, and I've been so since I was, maybe about 9. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to working along with Sherilyn here, and I'm just ready to get started.
Yay, well, very good. So just a little bit about what it is that we're going to do and how it is we're going to take you on this, because you'll see us interchangeably leading these different broadcasts. So don't be alarmed. We are equally as talented and eager to get you information and to share with you how it is we are growing ourselves and our brands. And we know that if this is working for us, it can work for you. So far, how it is that we're going to do this is we both just kind of have a topic, be it one that we've come across in our own real life, one that one of our clients have talked about and discussed, or an email we've received, something that we feel is relevant to what it is that we do, and we want to share our insight on it. Some of this information we sell for a fee. Some of it we sell in terms of our speaking and promo that it is that we do. But we wanted to create a platform so that we could give value to people who followed us, who may not be able to attach themselves to us at this point. And you can learn more about what it is we do and how it is that we do it. So how it is we have this set up is we're each going to bring a topic to the table, and we're really going to just let it flow freely. What it is, the information it is that we have around it, and how we approach it. So because this time we're broadcasting off of my channel, if you want to go first, Jessica, I will start with you, and that's what we'll do. I'll start with you, and then you can throw your topic out there. Is that fine for you? You can throw your topic out there. Oh, cool. Okay, you can throw your topic out there, and then we'll go from there, and then I'll share mine. So I will hand it over to you, my dear.
All right. So within my, podcast and my platform, I talk a lot about what goes on in your brain, and then how that directly correlates, because I think we oftentimes hear so much about our mindset and about changing your mindset and having the right focal points and going for your passion and your dreams and all that good stuff. But no one really breaks down exactly what's happening within your brain, right? No one actually tells you, your neurons aren't firing when you have depression, or, different things like that. They kind of just put the word out there, but they don't tell you. So I just wanted to explain a little bit about that, and then hopefully you'll have a better understanding about what's going on when certain behaviors come into play. So I think Sherilyn's going to move into talking about your greatness, correct?
Yes. Well then, okay, I will start. What I'm doing here, guys, is don't think I'm not paying attention. I am also sharing this on Periscope. So I'm so excited.
So that's number one as entrepreneurial moms, is that we double duty and multitask. Absolutely. So that's essential to your success, is to make sure that everything you do, you can do it simultaneously, because we are very good at that. Don't think you don't have it. I bet you right now you're probably driving as well as listening to this, or doing cooking or what have you at the same time. So, right. So, that's the big thing about, is to make sure that you can do something once and then reap the benefits of it over and over and over again, or have it do a dual for you. What is it? Kill two birds with one stone. There we go.
No, we're not killing anything. We're not killing anything.
Okay, well, how about we just tag the bird a little bit?
Yes. So,
move out of the way a little bit.
Right. So that's the perspective Jessica will be coming from. I want to talk about. The topic it is that I have today, and I'm going to toss this out to Jessica, is owning your greatness. And when I say owning your greatness, the reason that I bring this topic up is because for me, what happens with me are the engagements that I go to speak on tend to be very ambitious women, very ambitious moms who are looking to, or who are excited about their successes and what it is that they're doing. And this also, it comes into play for my clients that I come in contact with as well. They're excited. They are winning in different areas of their lives. They are getting past different obstacles in their lives that in the past have held them back. It's all really very exciting, and they're doing a great job at it. But they have not shifted their mindset to understand that there is power in owning their greatness. They are still playing themselves small. They are still not wanting the attention on them. They are still not even recognizing the magnitude of the success it is that they are accomplishing, and even the how far they've come from where it is that they have been. They haven't been owning their greatness. And I want to ask you, before I really go into it, I'd like to toss that out to you, Jessica, and tell me, what is it that you think about moms and women in general? Why is it that you think they are not owning their greatness? And what is it that you think they can do about that?
Yeah, so that's kind of where you get it, right? You hit the nail right on the head. Mindset. What I talked about before, when we get comfortable in our mindset, what happens in our brain is that our neurons fire. So there's these little pieces in our brain that are kind of going along in our brain, that are moving along, that dictate our behavior, things to that effect. And what happens is we get comfortable. We get comfortable in a sense of mediocrity, right? We get comfortable with feeling that sense of, oh, I'm not worthy, or, things that people have told us over and over again. And then we start to believe that within our brain, within our mind. We start to believe that. We start to really truthfully believe that we can't break out of that. So even any level of success that we have is still not enough. It's still like, who am I to accept this success? Who am I to even do this? Because now we're still stuck in that comfortability of that old, behavior, that old mindset, that old place of where we used to be, and it's hard, and it's different to move out of that comfort zone and move into a level of loving yourself now. So what you have to do is now you have to retrain your brain, so to speak. Now you have to retrain yourself to think positively. You have to retrain. So let's put it in I'm going to use, for instance, a young lady that I met at church. She is a mother. She has 3 kids. She teaches Bible study. And she said, I'm just looking for a way to monetize what I do. I've been told I'm good at education. I've been told over and over again, when I go to different jobs, I learn faster than anyone else there. I'm usually the one training the person that's training me, on different things. And I said, okay, well, let's monetize that. And she said, I don't think I can. And I said, what do you mean? You're getting compliments and all this good stuff. She said, no, I can't. So, okay, we have to retrain you now. You have to retrain your brain now to say you're worthy. So me and Sherilyn talked about this a little bit yesterday, but doing affirmations, that's retraining your brain. That's now taking your neurons, instead of going to, let's just do it like this. And this isn't really scientific. This is more or less just a very good visual. Instead of it going into a negative mindset and going down, we're going to push it back up. We're going to push our neurons to go to a positive mindset and go back up, right? So that's pretty much what's going on. We have different pathways within our brains that, especially, when we move from a poverty mindset to a now abundant mindset, that it's going to take some time. So even when you hit an abundant mindset and you hit success, you find yourself going back down and going, well, I don't deserve it.
Yes.
Okay? So
yes.
That's pretty much my answer on that. It's just retraining your brain to think positive about yourself and accept the things that are happening to you as you're worthy of it. So a lot of us just don't feel worthy.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Absolutely. I agree 100%. And one of the things it is that I tell my clients and people who will ask me, because this information I share, even if you're not a client of mine, because I truly come from the space of, I want us all to win. And it doesn't matter. One of my favorite motivational speakers, because every day I listen to something motivational from someone. Sometimes I listen to myself. because I am on YouTube under Cheryl Dorsey, and I have the information. I have a lot of motivational things that are out there, but not just motivational, but things that inspire you to action. I have some actionable steps that we can take. And I'm human, just like everybody else. There are days that I just don't feel it, that I feel like, man, I feel like that's not working out for me. And I have to remind myself. So that comes along with what she was talking about earlier. She mentioned affirmations for sure. But then sometimes hearing those things, because sometimes you can affirm and still feel like, but what do I do now? What do I do now? And you want a little bit of guidance. Well, as I mentioned, one of my favorite motivational speakers to listen to is a man named Jim Rohn. And if you're not familiar with him, definitely look him up. He has a lot on YouTube. But he said something that was so poignant to me and that really speaks to this. And he said, if someone gives you $1 million, it's best you become a millionaire, or you will lose that money as quickly as you had it. And that makes me think, and let me break that down to you. What that reminds me of are lottery winners, for example. On average, and I'm not a big statistics girl, but this is worth noting for me. On average, 83% of lottery winners, millionaire lottery winners, are broke within 2 years. And what that says is to run that parallel to what Jim Rohn says, to what Jim Rohn said. What that means is that although those people had all the money that made them rich, they did not have a rich mindset. So if your literal is not matched up with your mental, your literal will quickly retract back to where you are mentally. So if you have a broke mindset, if you are not owning your greatness and everything it is about you, your life will quickly retract itself back to its minimalist standards, and you will begin to live from the space of at least I. One of the things that I have, one of the things that I don't allow, one of my programs in my SOAR mentoring program, we are not allowed to use the term at least. They cannot use at least because we are not living from a space of at least. We want to own and claim our greatness. And what comes out of your mouth, what you speak, is what you create. I believe that with everything in me. And so we are not creating a minimalist lifestyle. That's not why people connect with us. That's not why people join our programs. That's not why people sign up to work with us. If they wanted to do that, they were doing that before they paid money to work with us, right? So if you're ready to go to the next level, one of the things you have to do is own your greatness. That's how I feel about it. I am very emphatic. And I always tell people, even from when I'm talking with them one-on-one like this, to especially those people who pay to work with me, I am not here to pacify mediocrity. We are not doing that. We are going to own every bit of what's great about us and things that we want to change or shift. We are not hard on ourselves about that. We're simply going to bring it up to the standard in which we are now choosing to operate, which is out of our greatness, which is synonymous for me with abundance.
Yes, definitely.
So that is absolutely my perspective on that. So I hope that makes sense for you all. I think we try to come from the angle of literally what happens to us literally mentally, which is Jessica's areas of expertise. I just have to sit and listen to her. Statistics and all that. I mean, I love it so much because it's so relevant, because it lets us know, that number one, we're not the only ones going through this, right?
Exactly.
It's so important that there's case study around it, right? So we're not the only ones. So there's some level of comfortability there. But the other
as moms too, right? As moms, we have this level of perfect, where we should be on a perfect pedestal. Like we mentioned yesterday about June Cleaver and Claire Hustable. There's this certain level that society and just our culture places on motherhood to be this perfect person. And you just have to really come to terms with the fact that you're not perfect, and that's okay. It's totally fine.
Jessica, you just said something, and we haven't talked about this, but I'm so glad you just said this. You just said that we're not perfect, and it's okay. And I actually just did a scope about this. I have a whole video training about this. It really is. And I think that the name of it is perhaps you are perfect. I think that's what it's
Uh-huh.
called.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't come from the school of thought. I believe that we are perfect. I believe that
Mhm.
the reason we don't think we're perfect is because we compare ourselves to other people and we've given them
Mhm.
that mark of perfection. And so we're
Huh.
always trying to reach that. And when we don't, we say, well, I'm imperfect. Well, in
Got
my
you.
opinion, well, for me, what I know to be true for me is that I am perfect just the way I am. I have enough
Mhm.
skin that covers the blood that pumps through my body. The blood that
Uh-huh.
pumps through my body keeps me alive. My eyes blink on their own. I don't have to persuade them. I breathe at
Mhm.
night. I don't wake up to remind myself. That is absolute perfection to me.
Got
And
you.
anything else to that is really just a bonus. So me
Yeah.
being able to be married to the man of my dreams, have 3 outstanding children, all of that is just a bonus, right?
Yeah.
So what it
Exactly.
is, but if I operate under the aegis of I'm not perfect, I'm already at a default. I'm sorry, I'm
Got you.
already at a deficit,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
believe
Mhm.
in operating out of deficit. So
Yeah.
I
Well, I
believe
feel perfect by
for
other
me,
people's standards or by other people's
absolutely,
means.
absolutely. So
In
for me,
comparison to, let's put it that
I've
way.
never
Hmm.
bought into the whole I'm not perfect thing. And that
Yeah.
has zero conceit around it. That has zero cockiness. That is just an absolute knowing that I'm one with my
Good.
creator
Good for
and
you.
that everything in and
Yeah.
about me is perfect. And I believe
Good.
that for every other person that I look at. It doesn't matter who they
Yeah.
are. So
Yeah.
that's where I
Yeah.
kind of
I
come from.
think where we oftentimes what happens is that we hear that word perfect and then we equate that to be um, what whatever standards that societal means places on that word, and that's why I said that that's okay.
Yeah, but that's
Because
why they're here listening to us
which
to
is
give them a shift. You know what I mean?
exactly
Because for so
it's what we
long, that's
define it as. Like Sherilyn has her opinion about perfect, and then I have my opinion about perfect, and my environment and surroundings is what have created that opinion of what the word perfect means, even just the word itself. So it's really great that Sherilyn and I share a different viewpoint of it, because when I think of perfect, I think of different ways that people have used that word. And now my earphones keep plugging out. But different ways that people have used that word to define X, Y, and Z. You know, you have to be, in order to be perfect, you were of a certain skin color. You had a certain grade of hair. You had a certain, and then Sherilyn is turning it around and going, no, I'm perfect because of, the fact that all of these things happen effortlessly within me. And that's what makes me perfect. So that's great. I love that.
absolutely, absolutely. Love it, love it. So, okay, so that is that. I am keeping time because, guys, what we discussed before we even went on air was that's first what we're starting out doing because we are just so full of information and excited to share. We
Right?
decided, okay, as we start out, we'll go no more
We
than
have a
30
lot.
minutes. So we are at the 10-minute mark. And so I want to shoot it over to Jessica to share, give me a
Mhm.
talking point of what it is that you come across a lot of. And we'll both share our viewpoints on that and go from there.
Oh,
So,
well, if you don't mind, I wanted to go to how to change and shift your mindset and stuff, since we've talked about it so much. Do you mind if we touch on that?
please, definitely. Now,
Okay.
say it again, please.
How to change your mindset and how to really acknowledge your greatness, what you can do,
Absolutely.
some things that you can do. So, and then I think that's a great way for us to conclude. So, what I've come up with, and then you can share I have three. And these are by no means all of them, but this is a starting point. Like we said, we want to keep time. So mine is music. Number one is music. Number two is to do things that feel good to you. So whatever that is for you, do it. Whatever it feels good. Of course, we don't want you doing the negative, but whatever that is. So if that's going swimming, if that's reading a good book, or listening to a podcast or something like that, don't feel that mom guilt that, oh, I'm not spending time with my kids, or I'm not doing X, Y, and Z that I should be doing. Really refocus in on yourself and doing something that feels good to you, not what feels good to your kids, what's good for you.
Okay.
And then number three is just to embrace your greatness, like she said. Really truthfully looking at your strengths more than your weaknesses, and how your weaknesses actually increase your strengths.
Love it. Oh, I love that. I love that. Is that it?
Yeah, that's me. That's it. That's all I have.
I love those, Jessica. Thank you. Well, how to say it again one more time for me. I wanted to make sure
How
that
to change your mindset and really embrace your greatness, like you said. So some tips on what you can do to start doing that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have to, y'all listen, I have to make sure that I'm clear because I will get to talking and going. So I have to keep myself laser focused, okay? So how to change your mindset? Well, the very first one that I would say, and I have 3 tips too and a bonus. How about that? So the very first one that I would say you do to change your mindset is to separate yourself. So to separate yourself from everything else. That means to separate yourself from your children, that good husband or spouse or significant other it is that you have, the parents, friends, family, everybody. Separate yourself and get some time alone. You need to be able to think for yourself. So that would be my very first tip. The second tip I would have would be meditation. I truly believe in a still small voice, I think would be one popular moniker people use around listening to your creator and downloading information it is from your higher source. I truly believe that you need to separate yourself and meditate, be quiet. That means quiet your mind as well. That's a component of meditation. And you have to relinquish control to something larger than you. So getting that information. So for me, that would be the meditation portion of it. The third one would be for me is to create a routine. Creating a routine. And when I say that, meaning one thing that addicts have in the 12-step program, what they have to make sure that they have for them is a routine. Because when they are idle, they tend to kind of default back to negative behaviors. And that creates room in your head for negative self-chatter that may be going on, negative self-talk or old paradigms to creep back in. But in order for something to become a habit and to become a new, it's an average of 21 days that you need to do it. So in order to do that, you need to set yourself up some type of a habit or schedule where you are doing that same thing or you are creating something new in the same way for at least 21 days. So
that's a part of retraining the brain.
Yes. So you want to make that. So for example, me can see behind here on my whiteboard. I am an entrepreneur, but I have thematic days. I have theme days. I don't truly believe in a whole bunch of multitasking. I believe we can do one thing well and flower it out, right? So, for example, I have there on Monday, I do a lot of prospecting. Well, when I do a lot of prospecting, here's how I flower it out. When I'm reaching out to different clients or potential clients, I'm able to now template that and use that every Monday that I reach out to other people. So I've created that routine or that habit for myself. So I hope that makes sense for you. And then the fourth one, and this is the bonus. Changing. It is really something that you already know theoretically, but that we should be doing practically every day, and that's take action. Take action. You can have all the greatest plans in your head. You can do as much as you want. You can affirm however you need to. But if you do not take action, nothing will happen. So that is the bonus tip to that, is to take action. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you. And listen, if it doesn't, Jessica and I have toggled off one another, and I think a lot of what we said is so similar, which is why we chose to do this. I think we just go from the different, we just have different perspectives, which is always good. But please always know that we are available via email, or you can put your comments under these videos it is that we have, and we do answer them. So we are happy to follow up with you if that's something you need done. And actually, speaking of that, I didn't even give my contact information. I want to do that and share it with you. Allow you a chance, Jessica. I can be reached. My website is www.you'remorethantheirmother.com. And You're More Than Their Mother is spelled Y-O-U-R-E. More, of course, than. And then there is spelled T-H-E-I-R. So it's you'remorethantheirmother.com. And if you want to reach out to me personally via email, it's just simply info@you'remorethantheirmother.com. Jessica, how can they get in contact with you?
Well, you can visit my website at www.jawresearchinstitute.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, or you can direct message me on Twitter at Jaw Speaks. I'm also available on Facebook as well, but looking up the Jaw Research Institute or Jaw Speaks, I have both of those pages taken. So, yeah, whichever way it's easiest for you to communicate, feel free to do so.
Awesome. So that's what we have today. Jessica, did you have any kind of closing statements with that, or want to sum anything up?
No, I think we pretty much hit it all on the nail. You have six actionable steps you can take along with the bonus, which is take action. And I think ultimately, if that's all that you do, just make sure that you take some type of action towards your dream and aspirations and your goals, because you deserve it.
Absolutely. I would say that as well. And I would, in my closing statement, I definitely want to say, as it relates to owning your greatness, it is a mindset. It is not just a lip service. When I tell people, it's more than a lip service. There is an aura around owning your greatness. There is a mindset around owning your greatness. There are actionable steps around owning your greatness. That means you don't allow people to push you over. That means you claim a room when you walk in the door. And it's something that's unspoken, right? You don't have to go in and say, I am great. It is something that protrudes from your being, right? That owning your greatness means. So I invite you to own that. I invite you to embrace it. I invite you to consider it, because you are great. You are whole, perfect, and complete from my perspective. So to me, with that comes greatness automatically. So,
and I want to add one more thing to that, and then I'll go ahead and let you end it. We're your sisters in this. So if you don't have anyone else that's rooting for you, you have us. So reach out to us. We're here, and we're willing to support you in any way that we can.
Yes, I love that. We are so on time. First of all, yay for that. We got 1 minute and 4 seconds, and we are done. So thank you for joining us for this very first Hangout, or this very first Google Hangout if you're watching it live, or video replay if you are watching this on replay. We appreciate it, and remember, it's time to move beyond everyone else's expectations of who you ought to be and become the woman that you thought that you could be. Bye.